Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Ryan McDaniel. I am your host, and this show is powered by Quantico AI. Today, we're talking about a turning point in artificial intelligence. For years, autonomous AI felt like something that belonged in the near future, something that was experimental, something not quite real yet. But according to a new global survey from Ernst & Young, that future has already started arriving. People are not just using AI to help them think. Increasingly, they're letting AI act on their behalf. That's the big headline from Ernst & Young's 2026 AI Sentiment Report that was released just yesterday, March 26, 2026. The survey covered more than 18,000 people across 23 markets, and its messaging is striking. Adoption is moving faster than trust. In other words, people are using AI more and more, even while many of them maintain or remain uneasy about its risks. So let's start with the numbers. Ernst & Young found that in just the past 6 months, 84% of respondents used AI in some form. Even more notable, 16% said they had already used AI systems that act without human intervention. That means autonomous AI is no longer just a concept being discussed by technologists and futurists. It's already showing up in everyday life. And that everyday life piece matters. The report says AI adoption has been driven less by a big leap in public trust and more by repeated exposure through low stakes and familiar tasks. Think about route planning, customer service, travel planning, and content recommendations. These are not dramatic use cases, they're ordinary. But that is exactly why they matter. The more people using AI in routine settings, the more comfortable they become with handling off the small decisions. Over time, that comfort can easily turn into delegation. The survey offers several examples of what delegation already looks like. 9% of the respondents said they have used self driving vehicles or autonomous taxis. 10% said they've used AI agents to purchase products on their behalf, and 11% even said they allow AI to automatically refill shopping carts or manage banking tasks. And those are not tiny signals. They suggest that many consumers are beginning to cross a psychological line from using AI as an assistant to treating AI as an anchor. What's especially interesting is that openness extends beyond current users. Among people who have not yet used autonomous AI, more than a third said they would want AI to automatically apply discounts at checkout. Around a third said they would be open to AI resolving customer service issues without their involvement. Some respondents were also open to higher stakes use cases, including home security and appointment scheduling. That tells us that the barrier is not necessarily whether people can imagine autonomous AI, many already can. The question is where they feel comfortable drawing the line. Now, here's the tension at the center of the report. Even as adoption grows, confidence in AI government has not kept pace. Ernst & Young found that 66% of respondents worry about AI systems being hacked or breached. Another 66% say human oversight remains essential, and 73% fear that they'll no longer be able to tell what is real and what is AI generated. Security, control, accountability, and authenticity remain major concerns in this space. So what we're not seeing a clean story of trust leading to adoption. It's almost the reverse. People are adopting first and sorting out their feelings later. And that's a very important shift because it means organizations cannot assume usage signals equals confidence. A person might rely on AI every day and still deeply worry about whether that system is transparent, secure, or accountable. The convenience is winning for now, but the trust gap is still there. Ernst & Young frames this as both an opportunity and a responsibility. In the release, Raj Sharma says that a growing minority are already delegating decisions to AI, while many more are relying on it as an everyday assistant. Joe Deppa adds that trust will define the long-term winners in the AI economy, even though AI adoption is currently moving faster than confidence. Their messaging is clear. The organizations that succeed will not just build capable AI. They will build AI that people feel safe using. The report also identifies a global divide in how quickly this shift is happening. Ernst & Young names 8 so-called pioneer markets where AI use is broader, more frequent, and more deeply embedded in daily life. Those markets are India, the Chinese mainland, Brazil, Mexico, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Hong Kong, and South Korea. Across those 8 markets, 94% of people report using AI, and nearly 1 in 4, 24% to be exact, say they have already used autonomous AI. Other countries fall into what Ernst & Young calls transitional or lagging groups, where adoption is slower and hesitation is higher. That doesn't mean those markets are standing still, it means the pace and level of comfort are different. And for businesses, that matters. A product or service built for a high adoption market may need a very different rollout strategy in a market where trust is still fragile and AI feels less relevant. There's also an important caveat in the methodology. The survey included 18,152 people across 23 markets, using stratified sampling and statistical weighting to make sure each market was equally represented. But Ernst & Young notes that in places with lower internet penetration, including India, the Chinese mainland, Brazil, and Japan, the findings should be viewed as representative of the internet-enabled populations rather than the entire general population. And that's worth keeping in mind when interpreting global comparisons in this situation. So, what should we take away from all of this? First, autonomous AI is already here in practical, consumer facing ways. It's not just living inside demos or product roadmaps. People are already letting AI make purchases, manage routine tasks, and take limited action without direct supervision. Second, trust has not caught up. People may be willing to use AI, but many still worry about security breaches, loss of oversight, and the growing difficulty of distinguishing human made content from machine generated content. And third, the next phase of AI competition may not be about who can automate the most, it may be about who can automate responsibly. The winners may be the companies that know when to speed up, when to slow down, how to make users feel informed, protected, and in control. That's the real challenge now, not just building autonomy, but earning permission for it. This last point is an inference from the report's adoption and trust findings rather than a direct quote, but it follows closely from the Ernst & Young evidence presented. That is the story. Autonomous AI is no longer theoretical. It's becoming a normal, everyday task, one task at a time. But as adoption accelerates, the trust gap remains the defining issue. And that means the future of AI will not only depend on what these systems can do, but on whether people should do it. Thank you so much for listening to the very first episode of podcast with Ryan McDaniel. Our show today has been powered by Quantico AI. For more information on Quantico, feel free to take a look at the links in the description. If you'd like to schedule a call with me, my calendar link is also there as well. Happy to jump on a 30-minute call at any time. We can talk about anything that was discussed on today's episode, anything in the world of AI, or anything in the world of business intelligence. I'm always open for a great conversation. So, until next time, I want to reassure you that everything is going to be okay, and I will see you soon. Thank you.